Hey man.
Oh, just in time to be late, I see.
Where are the...
I know, I'll turn the lights back on.
Thank you, you're the best.
I noticed it today. So,
Did you? Are you sure it's not pleco eggs?
Oh, I'm positive there's no plecos in there.
Really, eh?
I'll show you what I have.
Oh man.
They're in here, the eggs. I was watching them yesterday, and then a young kid pointed it out. I think we've got eggs over here. I go, let me guess, the wolffish. And I walked to the tank that I saw them.
Really, eh?
Look at the size of them.
It's surprising, eh?
Yeah, I'm going to turn on the light and get another shot.
They just appeared yesterday?
They were courting. I noticed them courting yesterday.
Yeah.
They spawned in
this morning?
By the time I came in on the 12 o'clock shift.
Really, eh? Oops, sorry. Wow.
I think this is the male because he looks like he earned his position.
Hey, he's got some scars, eh?
I was watching the female sitting right on top with her pelvic fins and just fanning away, sitting on the freshly hatched eggs.
Really?
They're definitely eggs.
Yeah. Holy. That's a really rare occurrence, eh?
That's why I mentioned it to Daniel, and he said, Brian, immediately he texted you. I said, mention them, they're like only like 5 or 6 inches, they're not very big, this two.
That's so
they
surprising.
Came in together, I moved them up together, they were in the dark for about a week, I moved them up, and 48 hours later, voila.
How long you have these guys?
They're going on their first 10 days probably here.
Oh, really? Not long, eh? Wow. Adhesive eggs, but they don't stick to anything, they stick to each other. It's like a clump.
Yeah, like a Madagascar cichlid, like Solonite, Teratolypia.
Yeah.
They stick to leaves, or they do floating debris leaves, and they kind of clump.
That is so interesting.
And I literally watched her gently but methodically because the cluster was outside this area.
Yeah.
I watched her shift it over and sit in
Put
there.
it back in?
Because he was just hanging around and she was like, no, you're not getting any closer. And then she maneuvered it in and then sat on top.
Wow. That is so awesome.
Look at her, she's awesome.
Yeah.
She really knows what she's doing with it. It's like she's a veteran.
Wow.
Because you'd have to presume they're young, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Do you think it's the same species as the guy below? And I want to show you the other species
I think so.
as well. Now,
yeah.
make that's what I agree to as well. So as soon as you get your footage, I'll show you the other subspecies that I think is totally different.
This guy, well,
there's slight difference.
This guy has a spot.
They're not Marabellas then. It's just very
malabaricus. This guy has a spot on the back of his gill cover. But it's the typical pattern, like I even see it coming in now. You see him darkening.
Now take a look at these guys over here. You guys are a little bit more recluse, almost a snaky-like there. There's another one under this arch side view.
Nice. Where did you get these?
Same shipper. You just send both types as wolffish. And I've got a couple more random ones up top here in the dark.
This is probably AIMARA. This guy is
just one European guy immediately came in and picked up one like 24 hours after we had gotten them in.
Yeah, because you know what most places sell this size for, AIMARA? 200? Somewhere around 200, 300. Let's go back and look at those other guys again. Or you got more? Or
no,
you just got those three?
Tanks, yeah.
Did this
have more physically come in, but they've been sold off here and there.
This big guy?
That one didn't come in. He's been here for weeks.
He's been here for a while, eh? Yeah. He doesn't have the gill spot. but it's possible that it's just obscured by the dark color on the.
Yeah, keep
on
building
the
it. I'm just gonna ring out.
All right. Awesome breeding pair of Hoplias. I'm pretty sure they're malabaricus. And after doing some research, it's interesting how and I say he because after doing some research, it turns out the male is the one that generally guards the eggs, and this one over on the left is probably a female, and you can tell if you look at the profile of the belly on this one, it's got a fuller belly, the one on the left, then the one on the right. The one on the right, which is presumably male, has more of a like a straighter belly, not so full. Me and Jim were cichlid guys, so we're used to the females taking care of the eggs, fanning the eggs. But this is probably the male. They do paternal. What is it? Paternal egg care. There was a research paper that documented both the male and the female taking care of the eggs for. They looked at 11 nests, and I think 3 nests had male and female looking after the eggs, but most had just the male. So this is the female here, and yeah, she's kind of beat up. There's a dovii cichlid in there as well, so there was a big fight. You can see just in front of the anal fin there's a small little bump. I think that's the ovipositor, because they just laid the eggs either that morning or the night before. Yeah, you see there's just a small little bump there. And sadly, when I came in the next day, the eggs were gone, so somebody ate them. I don't know who. Probably not the male. I doubt the male would have eaten them. Maybe the dovii or the female. Because she was, while we were there, she was constantly trying to kind of get close to the eggs, and the male wasn't letting her. But really, really interesting to see wolfish spawning at your LFS. So I ended up taking this pair home, and I'm gonna try and document the spawning process at some point in the future. Hopefully. Anyways, thanks for watching, and stay tuned.